Every gardener knows the frustration. You spend hours preparing your beds, carefully sowing seed, and watching green shoots emerge. But before long, weeds invade, choking out tender crops, robbing the soil of nutrients, and leaving you with endless hours of backbreaking weeding. Many turn to sprays, plastic covers, or constant tilling, but these solutions often create bigger problems down the line. What if there was a way to build your garden so that weeds don't stand a chance, not just this season, but for years to come? The Amish have quietly mastered this secret. They don't waste time fighting weeds. They build soil in a way that makes weeds irrelevant. Stay with me because in the next few minutes you'll discover a soil-building trick that can free you from the weeding cycle and transform the way you garden forever. You know, the Amish see weeds as a soil message, not just a nuisance. Instead of treating weeds as the enemy, Amish gardeners see them as signals of what the soil is lacking or how it is stressed. So when dandelions appear, it's because the ground is compacted and roots struggle to penetrate. Sorrel, on the other hand, shows up in overly acidic soil. Lamb's quarters thrive in fertile patches, indicating nutrient richness, while clover often reveals nitrogen activity. By paying attention to what grows naturally, the Amish identify soil conditions without needing a test kit. But they don't stop at just reading these signals. They respond by improving the soil so thoroughly that weeds no longer find a foothold. When the soil is loose, balanced, and biologically alive, crops outcompete weeds naturally. Healthy vegetables spread wide leaves that shade the ground, deep roots that occupy soil niches, and dense canopies that prevent weed seeds from ever sprouting. In other words, weeds stop being a constant battle because the soil itself has been corrected. The lasagna layering method is their foundation for weed control. One of the most powerful secrets the Amish use is the layering method, often called lasagna gardening. It begins not with digging or tilling, but with smothering existing weeds at the root level. A sheet of plain cardboard or several sheets of newspaper are placed directly on the soil surface. Alright, so here's the scoop. This barrier we're talking about, it blocks light, effectively suffocating weeds and preventing any new seeds from germinating. It's pretty clever, right? On top of this barrier, we start building our layers. Now, a green layer might include things like grass clippings, fresh garden trimmings, or even kitchen scraps like vegetable peels. And then, this is followed by a brown layer. Think dried leaves, straw, or shredded wood chips. It's all about creating that perfect balance. The ratio here is quite simple, really. You want to keep the layers balanced, alternating 2 inches of green material with about 2 to 3 inches of brown. Once you've got that sorted, the pile is topped with a final layer of compost or finished soil, around 3 inches thick. This is where your crops can be planted directly, right into this nutrient-rich top layer. Over the course of a few months, something magical happens. Earthworms and microbes start digesting these layers into humus. The cardboard layer breaks down too, but not before it smothers the weeds underneath. The green layers provide nitrogen, while the browns add carbon. Together, they create a soil structure that really favors your crops over any pesky invaders. It's a natural process that just works wonders. You know, within just one season, a lasagna bed not only suppresses those pesky weeds but also becomes richer, softer, and, well, easier to plant into year after year. Mulch, it's like a constant shield that keeps those weeds from making a comeback. For the Amish, bare soil is wasted soil, plain and simple. Any exposed earth is really just an open invitation for weeds to germinate. That's why every bed, path, and row is covered with mulch. The type depends on what is available. Straw after threshing, shredded leaves in autumn, or wood chips from sawmills. The mulch is applied thickly, usually about 3 to 4 inches deep around vegetables and up to 6 inches in paths. This blanket blocks sunlight, holding weeds at bay, while also conserving soil moisture and moderating temperature. Unlike plastic sheets that smother life, organic mulch feeds worms and fungi as it breaks down. Over time, it adds another layer of fertility while continuing to prevent weeds from taking hold. Gardeners who try this at home often see weed pressure reduced by as much as 80% in the first season. Instead of pulling thousands of tiny invaders, you may only deal with a few stragglers that are easily pulled from the moist soil under the mulch. Another Amish strategy is rotating crops from one bed to another every season. Corn is never planted in the same patch 2 years in a row. Beans move to a different corner after a harvest. Cabbage and brassicas are shifted away from where they once grew. This simple habit actually breaks cycles of weeds and pests that specialize in just one crop family. After the main crops are harvested, the soil is, never left bare. Rye, clover, or vetch is sown as a cover crop. These plants grow thick and fast, smothering weeds while also protecting the soil from erosion. Come spring, the cover is cut down and lightly incorporated into the topsoil as green manure. This not only feeds soil microbes, but it also makes sure the soil is already active and resistant to weed germination before the next season even begins. The effect is cumulative. Each year the soil grows richer, weeds become less aggressive, and, honestly, the need for constant human intervention just fades away. For gardeners ready to try this, it's a good idea to start with a single bed. Lay down cardboard to cover the soil, making sure the edges overlap by at least 6 inches so weeds can't sneak through. Add a layer of green waste, about 2 inches of grass clippings or kitchen scraps, then follow with 3 inches of dried leaves or straw. Repeat this layering until the bed is 6 to 8 inches high. Finish with a layer of compost or topsoil 3 inches deep. You can plant directly into this top layer, or, if you prefer, let the bed rest for a few weeks to settle. Once your plants are in place, go ahead and mulch heavily around them with about 3 inches of straw or shredded leaves. After that, water well to help everything settle in and to, activate microbial activity. Throughout the season, just keep adding thin layers of mulch whenever you notice it starting to break down. At the end of harvest, instead of tearing everything out, simply scatter a quick-growing cover crop like oats or clover to help hold the soil in place. This routine, repeated across your garden, will quickly transform it from a weed battlefield into a weed-resistant system. The genius of the Amish approach is that it doesn't declare war on weeds. It simply creates soil so balanced, fertile, and covered that weeds lose their natural advantage. Instead of endless spraying or tilling, the energy is spent on feeding the soil. The soil, in turn, feeds the crops and suppresses the weeds naturally. This isn't a one-time trick, it's a long-term strategy. Each season of layering, mulching, rotating, and covering builds a garden that is increasingly self-sustaining. In just 2 or 3 years, weed populations decline drastically because their life cycles are continually interrupted, while crops grow stronger because the soil biology is flourishing. The Amish don't rely on chemicals, gadgets, or constant struggle. Their secret lies in respecting soil as a living system. By layering organic matter, keeping the soil covered, rotating crops, and planting covers, they create conditions where vegetables thrive and weeds are starved out. It's not about working harder, but about working with nature in the right way. If you're tired of spending hours battling weeds, this is the path forward. Try the Amish soil secret on just one bed this season and watch the difference. Soon you'll find yourself pulling fewer weeds, harvesting more, and enjoying a garden that feels more alive than ever before. If this guide has been helpful, make sure to subscribe to HydroHaven, share it with fellow gardeners, and keep learning these timeless, practical methods to build healthier soil and grow stronger plants. The secret to a weed-free garden isn't found in a bottle or a tool, it's found in the way you treat the soil itself.